Greetings, comic friends. It is Wednesday, so we're doing a TGIW. Thank God it is Wednesday. Looking at the new comic book day pickups for this week. There was one kind of hanging over from last week that didn't get put in my file, but I picked up this week, so this is technically from last week, and that is the Armageddon game, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles event that's going on. It's split up into a couple like little limited series, micro series, and a main series, but we're all just kind of building up to it. I'm really excited so far. The first issue of this, of kind of what's coming up and what the Rat King is trying to do, and play some game where he's pitting people against each other, sounds really interesting. And it looks like just all characters are going to be involved in this, so I'm real excited. As for this week, I got a solid little leak. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, total of 9 books. One I pulled off the shelf, wasn't in my box, but I mean, obviously I had to get it. I'll start with that, and that is Amazing Fantasy 1000. Of course, I got the Momoko variant cover. I always get Momoko when there is a variant of that's being sold for just a normal variant of the normal cover price. But I love her work. So 60th anniversary of Spider-Man. Hey, that's fun, exciting. So Amazing Fantasy 1000. It's just a bunch of stories, Spider-Man stories. It's all new content. I think there's 6 or so stories in here by varying creators, so that's cool. I kind of flipped through it. I think it's going to be stuff that takes place like, in the past, and maybe some present, maybe future. They kind of do usually like a future thing in there, with that kind of thing. But yeah, should be good. Next up is Nottingham. This book is amazing. Pick up the trades. I think the second trade will probably be coming out soon with issue 10 hitting the shelves this week. But definitely, just it's so good. Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood. I think this is the last issue, which is fine. They have like 3 or 4 stories in there in the Black, White, and Blood sort of style. It's fun little Moon Knight stories. I mean, if you like Moon Knight, then cool. You'll probably get something out of it. Not all the stories are the best, but if you want to get some Moon Knight outside of the Moon Knight book, then there's at least a handful of stories that you can get into there. House of Slaughter 8. So this is part 3 of Scarlet, who this and I don't know their different designations, hunter or scout or whatever. He's kind of he doesn't really understand human interaction, so he's pretty much on the autism spectrum, I think, is what we're trying to get out here. But House of Slaughter, if you like something that's killing the children, which is fine, it's just extra stories in that sort of universe. I think this is the third arc, and I like this one. This one's been pretty good so far. Dogs of London number 4. This is an interesting story it's like a mobster ghost story, I suppose. There is this former mob boss who has now kind of gone legit and has a reputable standing in England. Some mates of his, when he was more into doing gang stuff that he killed, have come back to extract revenge on him and others. So it's interesting. We haven't got the full story of like how they come back or what's going on there, but it's an interesting little story. Iron Fist 5. So I feel this is building up. Maybe this is the last issue. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a limited, but this might be the last issue because 5 or 6 is where we usually end up with limiteds. But yeah, the new Iron Fist, he's having trouble with his powers. His brother is trying to resurrect an evil god. You know how it goes. Just normal sibling stuff going on there. But it's good. I like the new character. I like his combination of he's both an Iron Fist and he has the shards of the Mystic Sword stuck in his hand. It's kind of cool. Also, it's kind of nice to have an Iron Fist of Asian descent because I don't know. It's always weird of like, yeah, this Iron Fist, this not myth, but hero who's rooted in Chinese culture and stuff is a white dude. It's always weird. So it's nice to have an Asian Iron Fist. We only find them when they're dead. And it's a fairly decent sci-fi story. It's really different than what it started. It was kind of about like these gods and where they came from. Now it's kind of and trying to figure that out. Now it's kind of past that and jumped into the future, and it's sort of more about the politics of the religion and things like that. So it kind of went from a sci-fi sort of exploration story to a politico-religious story. Not that it's not good, it's just different than kind of what, if you've been reading it or you did read it, like what you originally kind of bought into. I don't know, it might be losing me a little bit, but we'll see. I might wait for a good stopping point and reevaluate. Like right now they're kind of in the middle of something. I don't want to stop yet, but we'll see. This is sad. Fantastic Four number 46. I believe this is Slott's last issue on Fantastic Four. Slott has been on FF for I don't know how long, for years. And I don't remember ever enjoying reading Fantastic Four as much as when Slott has been writing it. So I'm really sad to see him go. I would be happy if he stayed on it indefinitely. I think he does great. I think he understands the characters. I think he understands what makes the Fantastic Four interesting and good as Marvel's first family. So I'm optimistic going ahead. I don't know who's going to be picking it up. I will still read it as long as it's good, but I am going to miss Dan Slott on Fantastic Four. It's kind of a bummer. And last, the variants. This has been fun. Don't really know what's going on yet. There's a bunch of Jessica Joneses that are popping up. There's some threat that Kilgrave might be planning something, or something is buried in Jessica's mind that he put there that might get triggered. But there is Jessicas from other universes that are showing up, and our Jessica kind of like saw this and started fighting them because that's what superheroes do. But who they really are, what their intentions are, what the purpose is, how they got there, it's all just still kind of a mystery. So it's an intriguing story. And it's a Jessica Jones mystery, like it says on the front. It's going to be a little Jessica Jones story. So that's been good so far. So that's it. Nothing else. So 10 books, including the one from last week. 9 for this week alone, which that's kind of right. That's it's not too much to read, but it's enough to I don't know, keep me satisfied with new stuff. But still give me enough time to go back and read the older stuff that I have lying around. But that's it. Let me know your thoughts. What'd you get this week? Like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.